Export Processing Zones Authority. Export processing zones, undoubtedly one of the key economic catalysts in Kenya. An export processing zone is a global concept that refers to an area where normal trade barriers such as tariffs are eliminated and bureaucratic requirements are lowered in hopes of attracting export-oriented foreign investments. Kenya is one of the countries in Africa that has successfully embraced the EPZ concept.
A number of developing countries, especially the Asian countries, embraced the idea probably earlier than the African economies. We would remember that is the very period when Kenya, among other African countries and some Asian countries, were suffering the impact of structural adjustment program.
The export processing zones are managed and promoted by the Export Processing Zones Authority, which was established in 1990 through the Export Processing Zones Act for the promotion and facilitation of export-oriented investments and the development of enabling environment for such investment.
We have two-tier mandate levels. One is the administrative mandate level, and the other one is the marketing mandate level. In the administrative mandate level, we as the authority are the promoter, facilitator, and regulator and creators of enabling environment for export-oriented investments into the program. That is the administrative role. Now, the marketing role is that we are supposed to meet the objectives of the program.
The Export Processing Zones programs has registered impressive growth.
The growth has been tremendous, I must say, because when we started around with about 16 enterprises or so, and now we are talking about 83 with about 96, 97 licensed enterprises with 83 operating. It is a tremendous growth. And we started, I think, with around 3,000 or so jobs. And as we speak today, we are at over 30,000 jobs created.
This growth has enabled the program to achieve its objectives of employment creation, expansion, and diversification of exports, increase in productive investment, generation of foreign exchange earnings, technological transfer, and creation of linkages with the customs territory. Needless to say, the Athi River-based export processing zone that covers 339 hectares is the largest zone in East and Central Africa. According to EPZA, Kenya is more than ever before keenly focusing on the EPZ program to spur economic development, as successfully did Mauritius, currently one of the fastest growing world economies.
By the way, the Mauritius EPZ was taken from the Kenyan concept, and therefore the same concept, the same objectives that the Mauritian EPZ program has is the same concept and is the same objective that the Kenyan one has. Now that the Mauritian is claimed to have made a success, indeed, as I've said earlier here, the Kenyan one has attempted to make the same success. Because if you just look about even in terms of export earnings, we are moving from the level of the year 2005, when we had 20.036 billion worth of exports, to last year's 23.948 billion Kenya shillings worth of export. The highest level that we have received within that period is the one in 2008, when we went up to 28.1 billion worth of Kenya shillings worth of exports.
Our vision a leading agency contributing to the socio-economic growth and transformation of Kenya into a global hub for investment and trade. Our mission: to enhance economic and social development in Kenya by promoting, facilitating, and creating enabling environment for investment in Kenya's export processing zones and special economic zones. Our core values: customer focus, teamwork, integrity, respect and fairness, transparency and accountability, creativity and innovation, institutional loyalty, and patriotism. And now, EPZA has developed a strategic plan 2009-2013 with a view of realigning the EPZ program with the current economic dispensation both globally and locally.
The document basically is transformative in that the key element of it is that it is supposed to transform this organization from the export processing zones program into what we call special economic zones program, which will now encompass activities like the export processing zone itself, the free ports concept, the free trade zones, the science and technology park, the industrial parks, recreational, tourism and recreational activities, regional headquartering, yeah, and so on and so forth. So that instead of having just the narrow EPZ program, we now widen and focus on economic activities rather than just mere exports.
The Export Processing Zones Authority will transform into Special Economic Zones Authority. Export Processing Zones Authority has attained ISO 9001-2008 certification and ISO 14001-2004 certification.
What that one means is that now EPZA is an institution that can be benchmarked against the best international practices. It is an institution that is now customer-focused and thrives to achieve and even exceed customers' expectations, that we can provide quality services to our customers, in effect, meaning that we can be able to achieve our objectives as set out by the government.
Export processing zones continue to provide investors with predictable, attractive, and efficient ways for tackling regional and global markets for goods and services.
Well, I would like to congratulate EPZA for achieving its ISO certification. This shows their commitment to providing a quality service and continuing to improve their efficiency. And I think this measure will help to achieve both of those objectives.
They have been really assisting most of the investors in terms of facilitation, let's say customs procedures and what have you, advocating on behalf of investors when there is a problem in the port, Kenya Ports Authority. They have also been assisting in terms of processing the work permits for our expatriates. So we find that when it comes to their services, we can say that their services is exemplary. We are happy to also be associated with them.
Attractive tax incentives, a facilitating operating environment, good physical infrastructure, and day-to-day support by EPZA's staff have all resulted in 80 firms from all over the world deciding to make Kenya EPZ's their home.